wait for a few people to come in. But appreciate y'all for tuning in. I always appreciate y'all support. Appreciate y'all support on my channel. As always, thought I'd do a late one tonight, a late live. Well, kind of late compared to other people. This not really considered late. But I was just watching Netflix. They put this documentary on Netflix, talking about Whitney Houston life, talking about, all the things, that happened in her career. You know, um, her mom, was a great. Her mom was a great singer. Her mom was a great background vocalist for a lot of artists like Elvis, Aretha Franklin. So many great, so many great artists, during that time. And it's just crazy how Whitney life had ended. Of course, the whole world was tragic. It was a tragedy. Her loss. And thinking about celebrities like Whitney and Michael Jackson. Will there ever be? Will there ever be another you know Michael Jackson? Will there be another Whitney? It's just sad. How her life ended up, Whitney Houston. With drugs and stuff. A lot of people said that Bobby started her, but it happened even earlier than that. With her drug use, and it was sad. It was sad, but I can tell you, Whitney Houston's voice, was the most incredible voice I ever heard. Ever since I was young. Listen to the Star Spangled Banner when I was young. Hearing Whitney Houston sing it was so incredible. It was so incredible. Her vocals. uh, and I was young. She used to give me goosebumps. Listening to her on TV. Listening to old videos of her. Saying the greatest love of all. So many great moments that my Whitney Houston gave us. And even Michael Jackson gave us so many precious moments as far as their life. And watching these things, watching these old documentaries, watching the Whitney movie, watching 'cause I love documentaries. If you know me, I love documentaries, and I watched it. What's up, Riz VR? What's up? But anyways, watching her, her life, and just watching the tremendous vocals, that she had, Whitney Houston. It's like, will there ever be another, great voice like Whitney Houston? Will there ever be another entertainer like Michael Jackson? They were so great. You know, their celebrity status was on a whole nother level. When the Bodyguard came out, so many people around the world, they was saying "I will always love you." So, uh, what's up, Eth? I think that's how you say it. But I appreciate y'all for tuning in. Appreciate y'all for tuning in. If you want to leave a comment, feel free to do so. About Whitney and Michael Jackson. Will there ever be, another, um, will there ever be another artist like Whitney Houston, Michael Jackson? We got, we got these artists today. They're good. They're good. Appreciate you, Jeffrey Ray. Appreciate y'all support. But I be thinking about that. It seems like, what's up, Riley? It just seems like these days, it's just artists is very mediocre. Artists is very mediocre these days. Um, it's great singers. It's great singers, but none of these singers really give me goosebumps like Whitney Houston. Nobody give me goosebumps like when Michael Jackson, did the moonwalk. it's nobody, no artist these days with a signature, uh, a signature presence, I should say. You know, it's great artists, but it's not like that level. You know, maybe I'm thinking too much. Maybe I'm thinking too much, but you know, it's just no one on that pedestal these days. Like Michael Jackson and Whitney Houston. Um, what's up, Riley? I don't know what he mean by that, but yeah, it's just something I always thought about. Especially getting older and seeing all these newer artists. Will there ever be a great artist like the artists from those times? Even Marvin Gaye, with Luther Vandross. You know, maybe it's just my age. Maybe it's just my age, but it just seems like it was so many incredible artists back then. You know, there was a lot of things in this documentary I saw about Whitney I didn't know about her. In the past. I'm just now learning. More. More personal things about Whitney Houston that I didn't know. You know, they may have dramatized. They might have dramatized a lot of stuff about Whitney Houston, but it's just crazy. How her life ended. You know, no one really knows how her life really ended. Whitney Houston, but except the people that was around. They the only ones that know the real truth about Whitney Houston. How she passed, but. And as far as Michael, everybody loved Michael. He was, the most famous person. He's still the most famous person in the world. He's more famous than a lot of the queens and kings and stuff like that. And so it's just something that was on my mind. Watching this documentary, Whitney Houston. You know, her, acting, her singing, um, just the purity of her voice. She did. Back then, they didn't need auto tune. They didn't need all that stuff. In order to be great. They didn't need all that stuff to be great. All they needed was a microphone. All they needed was a stage. In order for them to be great. I think artists these days they need too much to be great. All they had to do back then was get on that stage and show the world, who they were. You know, when we think about the Star Spangled Banner, nobody did the Star Spangled Banner like Whitney Houston, and so um, just so many great moments. If you're watching this later, this live, let me know your favorite Whitney Houston song. Let me know even your favorite Michael Jackson song. You know, but yeah, I just, I was just in thought about that. Who could take those people's spot, those artists' spot. Like Whitney Houston and Michael Jackson. Who could take their spot, being how great they were. Being how great they were. Uh, it's artists like Chris Brown, Usher. They're great. They're great. They're great. But who could hit these days, that Whitney Houston status, Mariah Carey is great. Mariah Carey is great. I don't want to get in trouble. Who's better, Whitney Houston or Mariah Carey? But it's just something I had to think about. Watching that documentary, Whitney Houston documentary. It was very, it was a lot of things I didn't know about Whitney's life. From her childhood. Things they talked about in the documentary that I didn't know about. I didn't know about uh, things she didn't really discuss in the public. They discussed things that happened to her. When she was younger. that I didn't know about. So yeah, check it out. It's on Netflix. It's called Whitney. It was a great documentary. Um, I saw the movie too. I Want to Dance with Somebody. That won't bad. That won't bad. That won't bad. But yeah, y'all let me know if you're watching this later. Who you do you think it's gonna be another Michael Jackson or Whitney Houston? Y'all let me know. Appreciate y'all for tuning in. Those who came in and out, appreciate y'all for tuning in. So yeah, you know, you never know. Maybe later on, another artist may come that will, blow our mind, blow us away, like Michael and Whitney. So appreciate y'all for tuning in. I thought I'd hop on this live right quick. Again, appreciate those who came in. All right, peace.